is what you got.
Yo, people, Durag Diaries, welcome back. Today, apologies for being late, first of all, I have to apologize. Dean and D held me up a little piece. We were doing a little argument, a little segment on a bit of the transfers as a whole and what the transfers mean, Gyökeres and Wirtz, what the expectation is. And we just got caught up. We just got caught up in a lot of that conversation. 2 versus 1, D and Dean versus me. But we held it down regardless. But we are here today to talk. Is this the best transfer window we've had ever? Not just, in the last couple of years, but ever under ENIC. In the last 25 years, I've done the research and I thought it's only right we do a video and we speak to the people. I was going to do an actual video, but I thought, no. I need to hear from you guys what your thoughts are as we do this one, because it's interesting. It's actually interesting when you look into it, the transfer windows we've had, who's had the best transfer window, what manager's been back the most. But let's see how that is. Before we get into any of that, we need to make sure we do some housekeeping. Make sure you are dropping a like on the video. It don't take you a second. It don't cost you nothing. Make sure you are subscribing to the boy. On the road to 5K, on a 4.4 right now. And we're moving up so we can get to 5K before the end of the month. It will be much appreciated. We're trying to do new things, trying to get PC so we can go and do watch-alongs in a better format. No more freezing, no more stop. Hi, like the watch-alongs are mad. I know people that have been there for the watch-alongs, just see man bouncing, cutting, and for 1 second I'm here, and then it's yo, it's mad. So trying to get some upgrades, and we can only do that by you guys supporting and helping the channel grow. Away from that, as you can see, to help get those upgrades in place, the channel is moving up. The channel is now moving in better places, and brown envelopes have been passed over. So I need you guys to support and make sure you are scanning the QR code right here. Match Bingo, the place where you guys can play and have some fun whilst betting. Please gamble responsibly. Make sure you are 18 plus and you are from the UK. And to get involved, all you have to do is scan this QR code, tap the promo code DRD, and you get a 200% depository bonus into your account. And just to show you a little bit more about how it works, just got a little video here, very quickly, very brief, but show you guys. And I did play it on the weekend myself, so you can see here how to get involved. You get each card has 15 teams. As your teams score, they turn purple. So basically, it goes purple, and you get 15 random teams. If you get a line or two, you'll get a prize. And then if you get a full house, you get a big prize. It's like £500. So get involved. You can play there. Matchbingo.com. This video is now. Yeah. We're sponsored. Brown envelopes. Yeah. No, but big up, people. Make sure you're supporting them, man. But look, transfer window. Do you know what? But before we start as well, let me quickly change my team. A is so hot. Like streaming with D and Dean gets your head hot, gets your body hot, balls, and yeah. And 2 seconds. My apologies, people. But let me come to the chat. I know I was late. Again, I know I was late. I apologize. I was even supposed to do an earlier stream, but I was like, let me push it back a little piece. Do a bit of an afternoon one. Let the people wake up, because this is a transfer review one. We done a transfer review yesterday. We're just doing a bit of a fill-in show here. But big up to J Spurs in the building. Big up to the people, them. Man like Kengiz, Durag Diaries. We got ballers on ballers, but Levy left it late as always. I'll be real. The left wing options we got might have to be Colo left wing. I don't think Frank drops for Charleston. I don't think he will. Not straight away anyway. Big up, Jords. Big up to the chat. And don't forget to smash the likes. Mr. Udang, I did check out that tactic thing you sent over, and that is cold. I need to have a play around with it more, but there is so many functions on there that I think I might be able to just use that system. So big up to Mr. Udang every single time. I wish you could just award a lifetime membership, because you would have one, Mr. Udang. I'll be real. If you could award a lifetime membership to the channel, you'll definitely have one. I'm letting you know now. And you're without having the membership badge, you are a lifetime delinquent descendant. So don't you worry about that. Big up to you, my bro. I appreciate it. Big time. I think a 7 is a fair if you're being super critical. A 6, and yeah, Karma, I know. I hold my hands up. I apologize. I do apologize. Kudus and Simone's start for any team in the Prem. You're not lying there, bro. I don't think you're lying there, Baines. Ange Postecoglou emerging as an option for Bayer Leverkusen. I won't be surprised by that. I think Ange could go thrive elsewhere. Though, I'll be honest, I think Ange waits. I don't think Ange takes that job. As much as it is a good job, right now, it's not a great place to be. Bayern Leverkusen probably aren't going to reinvest the money for the squad that they built over the last 5 years. I reckon they're going to take a long time to get back to that level. And if not, they may never get back to that level. That might just be a dynasty team that they never see again. So I'll be honest, don't think it's a good move for him. I think he should wait. Another Premier League team will come sniffing around within another 6 to 12 months. The Carlos Vinicius and Joe Rodon days were better. Dog. Big up to KJSJ, the man's damn. Yeah, big up to you, my bro. Look at that. He's got that Isaac picture on. Everybody's got their new pictures, the new DPs. I'm just like, I might need to change mine. I might need a shabby. Big up, Durag Diaries. Big up to my guy, Hyper Protagonist. Smash those likes, people. It don't take you a second. It don't cost you nothing. Make sure you're smashing the likes. We have a 75 like goal for the stream. Run up these likes, people. Easy Durag could have been a great transfer window if we signed Lookman, Leao, Savinho, and Gehi. All of them, or just 1 or 2 of them? I think you mean Lookman, Leao, Savinho, or Gehi. But the money sleeve. Yeah, man, the money sleeves have been dropped. Big up to Frosty Talks Football. He said, Jords, I just hit 76 subscribers. I'm trying to hit 100 by the end of the week. Big up to you, Frosty. If anybody wants to go support and check out Frosty's channel, feel free to do so. He's just there. Frosty Talks Football. But what I will suggest, Frosties, keep going, man. It's good to hear you're moving onwards. You're moving upwards. Last time we checked it out, I think you didn't have any videos, though. I'll be honest. You didn't have any, like, proper videos. But do you know what? Look, I'm always supporting, and keep going, bro. Keep going. You're gonna keep pushing, and you'll get those subscribers you want, man. 100 by the end of the week. I hope so. But forget Ange, for fuck's sake. Yeah, man. Ange needs a Dortmund or Leipzig. Yeah, he needs a better team than Leverkusen. I don't think they're gonna get the backing they need, man. Big up to Jords. Big up to my guy Terrell Gunner TV. To be honest, I need to change my PFP now. It was only a 1-day thing, really. Drop your link, Frosty. Do you know? Just go find him. Frosty Talks Football in it if you really want to. Just go find him. You can type it in. I don't think it's a name that many people are going to have. But from the top of your heads, for any Spurs fans that are in here right now, I would like for you guys to throw in your favorite transfer window prior to this one, because I've got 6 transfer windows opened up. 6. I was gonna try and get 10, but I thought 10 is probably too much to choose from if we do. So let's do a top 5 and then an honorable mention, or we'll just kick one out and do a top 5 transfer windows, and we'll work our way through it and then rank it. But we're gonna look at them first before we rank it, and we're gonna go through to see how it does compare or match up to the current one. But I think we should start. You know, we'll get started. Gehi, because Crystal Palace mucked him about, we'll take him easily. I don't think we'll get him. He's going to go Newcastle. Not Newcastle. He'll go Liverpool, sorry. He's definitely going to go to Liverpool. So I can't see that happening, to be honest. But I like the optimism. And Ange Postecoglou emerging as an option as both by Leverkusen and Fenerbahce, looking for new head coach. Former Spurs manager discussed name at both clubs ahead of decision. Man said, if he goes to Fenerbahce, he's finished, man. He's finished. He goes to Fener. If he goes to Fener, he's finished. I said Fener, no way. Sorry, no, I have 5. I must have 2 transfer windows duplicated. I must have had Bears duplicated. What is going on here? Oh, no, no, no. Definitely messed up. I've definitely closed one of the ones I wasn't supposed to close. Definitely closed one of the ones I wasn't supposed to close. Because what year was this? This was... I had it right there. All right. I got 5 anyway. If I miss one, you guys can tell me. Let me share the screen. And we'll go through. I was trying to find it. Oh, I've got it here. Perfect. I'm definitely missing one though. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's the most important one that I'm missing. Shit. It's the most important one. Oh, I shouldn't have said that to you guys. Because now you might know which one it is. No, it's not that one. What was it? Gonna guess it was this. Yes. All right. Yeah, I got it. You're right. I wasn't even looking through the history. I just need to pattern up and see which year it was. So we're gonna go to the start. Then we're gonna work our way through, and then we're gonna go through and in a hindsight and see which one is the best window. So taking it way back to our first season under ENIC, when we just won a trophy, and we've gone into the summer transfer window. This was 2008 to 2009. In this year, so as you can see, it transfers 08-09. We made the signings of Luka Modric, who at the time, very, very highly touted youngster come from Dynamo Zagreb, was a big signing, £22.5 million or 22 million euros, which is about 17 million pounds, was a big fee at that point. It wasn't a massive fee, but it was still a lot of money to spend on a player, and you have quite a bit of an expectation on him. Again, at the same time, we signed David Bentley, who had, again, a lot of expectation on David Bentley. He had a good year at Blackburn, or good couple years, and was somebody who moved into the team, was supposed to be one of the next big names, big players. Got Pavlyuchenko, again, serious player. At the time when we signed him, was a goals bagman over in Russia, and come to Spurs sort of be another option at striker. And then away from that, we got Robbie Keane, Jermaine Defoe, Wilson Palacios, Chorluka, Gomez, Dos Santos, Chimbonda. And then a couple of these other players. But this transfer window, let's go out there and spend 88 million. 143 million euros, which is 120 million pounds. At that time, was a lot of money for Spurs. We'd invested a lot into Juande Ramos at the start of this season, giving him a good window, backing him up with players that he needed. And looking back on this, we had some bona fide stars. Obviously, Luka Modric came in and was instantly one of the best players. And he has been, since then, one of the best players we've seen in football, one of the best central midfielders. But when he came in, just took the squad to another level when Harry Redknapp took charge of this team. Away from that, David Bentley, flop. Pavlyuchenko, good signing. You know, Robbie Keane was very ready. Remember, we sold him. These are 2 players that we sold. We sold Defoe to Portsmouth, and then we brought him back. We sold Keane to Liverpool, and then brought him back. So these were 2 players that had already played for Tottenham, and when we signed them, was 2 very guaranteed goal scorers, 2 players that were guaranteed to get us goals. And you know what, yeah? Because I was looking back through a lot of our transfer windows. It used to be typical Spurs to sign 3 or 4 forwards in a window. This isn't the first 3 strikers. This isn't a wide forward, left foot. Sign 3 strikers in one window. People now think it's crazy to do this. People think it's crazy to sign 2 players in the same position. But we signed 3 strikers in this window. And then we got Chorluka, who was a good right back. He was a very good right back. You know, saw us through for a couple of years. Gomez, Very good signing at the time. I think PSV may have just won the Europa League. I believe so. They may have just won the Europa League when he left them, but was a very big signing at the time. De Santos, he flopped. De Santos is a straight flop. And then Chimbonda, I'm surprised Chimbonda came to us so late. I think this is a January signing. This must be, when it's blue, it must mean January or something. Because these are definitely, some of these are, I'm seeing them all joined together across the year. I don't know why it's blue. I think it means they're January when they're blue. I think it means they're January. But look, that's the first year that I had on. This is just, keep that as a mental note, people. Keep that as a mental note. We're going to go through on to the next one. Going to go through on to the next year that I had. The next year that I had was one of them. Was the year straight after this. So 08-09, moving into 09-010. First season under Redknapp, strong finish. And then we move into a year where we're trying to compete for the top 4, which we eventually finish in. We're finishing the top 4 place. Again, get Peter Crouch. We just signed 3 strikers the year before. We go get another striker because we need more strike power. So we now got 4 strikers in the team. Keane, Pavlyuchenko, Defoe, and Crouchy. Yeah? And then you get Basong, you get Kabul, you get Norton, you get Walker, you get Crankchaw. This was an okay one. I had a good Johnson on loan as well. So another striker, sorry. 5 strikers in 2 years we signed. 5 strikers. Madness. But then looking at the rest of them, there's a bit like, meh. Can't take it away. This one, I only put it in there because I think it was a significant year or when there was a change for Tottenham. There was a change. Change in the way that we approached, a change in the what we aim for. But you can see here again, there's £40 million spend as opposed to 40 million euros as opposed to 120 million euros the year before. Okay. And then we move onwards. We move onwards ever so slightly into the year of 12 to 13 or 12 to 13 to 2012. Move steadily on into the year of 2012. And this year might actually be our best transfer window under ENIC. I think this might be, especially with hindsight, but if we go band for band, my thought, this I think is our best window. Our best window, 2012, 2013, under Andre Villas-Boas. He got Moussa Dembele, Hugo Lloris, Jan Vertonghen, man like Ilf, Clint Dempsey, Emmanuel Adebayor, Holtby, Zeki Fries, and then a few other youngsters. Yeah, Genius went out on loan, and then a couple of other players left, yeah. But when you look at these 3 and, I suppose, Adebayor, because Adebayor had a strong impact into our team, instant. When he came, Adebayor he was on loan and then he completed his loan move into a full-time transfer. Adebayor came to us in a time of when we had no striker. The back end of a Defoe, a back end of Keane. Keane was left the club now. You know, Peter Crouch was no longer at the level. He only played a good 2-3 seasons at Spurs. Adebayor come in and was our main goal scorer. Came into this team, had that link up, and just became a problem. But Dembele, one of the best or the best central midfielder we've had at the club. Hugo Lloris, one of the best or the best goalkeeper that we've had at the club in my lifetime anyway. Jan Vertonghen, one of the best centre-backs we've had at the club. And the time of when we signed them all, and the reason why I say it's similar to this window in that sense, as in we've got Adebayor, who has proven 28 years old in his just past the prime of his career, but still in a very good level of his career, where he just left Man City. It was a big signing. Jan Vertonghen, who just left Ajax, was one of the main players that had been from the Ajax academy, worked his way up and had many, many years being their starting centre-back. That was a big signing. Hugo Lloris from Olympique Lyon, when they'd had a few couple years, a good couple strong years in the Ligue 1. This was just before PSG started to take over and become the best team in the league. That was a big signing. Dembele from Fulham, at the time when we signed him, he was more of a centre forward, central attacking midfielder, and then got shifted back sort of in a similar way that Jolinton did. But when we signed him, again, at 25 years of age, he was approaching the peak of his career. So this is one of the transfer windows which I'd like to say is probably closest to the one that we've had at this moment in time, in my opinion. Spent 73 million, and this was the time when we started to balance the budget, because if you look there, 470k in, we sold a lot of players. I think we just scroll down, we could probably see the players who we sold. This is when we got rid of Modric and Van der Vaart. So we'd signed Dembele and signed some of these attackers because we'd lost our main core 2 players that were leading us in the seasons prior to that. And you can also add in Steven Pienaar, who was supposed to be a good signing. Aurelio Gomez left. You know, a lot of those players you've seen in the prior windows have started to leave because Andre Villas-Boas, new manager, new systems, things were starting to get worked out. Onwards from there, the next window where you could say that we actually made some quality signings, or it's a memorable window you'd go into, was the season gonna show? Don't know why it's doing that. And where we got here, where we got this transfer window. I don't know what people's thoughts are, but this transfer window was actually decent. It was actually decent, yeah. We obviously got rid of Bale. We brought in Soldado, Lamela, who for me is like, I have really good memories of Lamela, man. I know a lot of people didn't rate him, but I actually thought Lamela was a good player. He's very injury prone. You know, his body broke down him, and it seems to be a continuous, I don't know what I'm talking, a trait that's held by a lot of players that come out of that AS Roma team, especially at that time, El Shaarawy, since then, Nicolo Zaniolo. It seems to be like a lot of players that come from that Italian league don't match up to the physicality over here, and their body just breaks down on them. Eric Lamela being one of those ones. 30 million euros was a lot of money spent on him at the time. He was supposed to be the next big thing and just never really lived up to it. But the technical level was always there. He still was always technically better than a lot of the players. Paulinho was a big signing, was good at times, but never really lived up to the name and the expectation of him. Eriksen was one of the ones where he was actually really talented, but coming under the radar, very much under the radar, because we had all these other signings, all these other players that were considered supposed to be better than me. Coming under the radar was definitely the best signing of this transfer window. They had Etienne Capoue, who came from Toulouse, was just a bit of a flop again. Vlad Chiriches just wasn't good enough again. Wasn't terrible, but wasn't good enough. Nasir Chadli was actually good. I thought we signed him and had a good couple years out of him, but away from that, again, the window itself was a bit underwhelming. Mad to see here. we went out third round, bro. Third round. I thought I said qualifying rounds. We went out. It's crazy. We got through the qualifying rounds. Eric Rabona Lamela. Facts, Eric Rabona. Man said, Durag Diaries. Big up, Cutter. This new picture is crazy. The one you made of Jay killed me, though. The one you made of Jay, June, absolutely finished me. That picture is so funny. That picture is so funny. But just passing through, Frank still on fraud watch. I big up to Elijah every time, man. Frank on fraud watch is crazy. Definitely the best incomings under this ENIC, but still don't think we took the opportunity to put the squad in the best position to challenge up top. Facts, Joseph. Facts. That you've made a few very good points there. Then on to the season when we had Ange. If you look at it here, this is definitely the window where we spent the most money. We definitely backed Ange in this window. Ange got a lot of players and he was backed. 55 million euros on Brennan Johnson, 46 million euros on Madison. Pedro Porro, 40 million euros, was technically signed in January before, but the money was spent in this window. Van de Ven, 40 million euros. Kulusevski, again, another player that was signed in January, but the money was spent in this window. So technically, you could say 70 million down, 200 million euros spent expenditure. Dragusin, 25 million euros, the January signing, of course. And then Vicario, 18 million euros. Vaylis, 50. Like, we signed damn sure a lot of players this window. We signed a lot of players this window. The fact that we got Solomon, Phillips, Vaylis, Vicario, Dragusin, not Dragusin, Kulusevski, This window is hard to compete with because we do have some bona fide stars in here, man. We do have some bona fide stars in here, but I feel like when we signed these players, none of them were performing at the level of where we got them to now. Like Brennan Johnson at 22 was a lot of money, but most of that was off of potential. James Maddison was probably the best signing in this window for what we expected of him and for what he gave us. You know, I still think he's underperformed, but you know, to coming at the peak of your career and without the injuries, he's been pretty decent. And has, you know, his GA has been lived up to what was expected of him. Pedro Porro, very good signing. Really happy with the Pedro Porro signing. Again, very good for Van der Ven. The fact we signed 1, 2, 3, 5 players. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players, 40 million euros and upwards. Surprise for Spurs. A big surprise for Spurs here, man. But I thought Vélez was a £5 million punt. It was more like 12 million. And signing for 12 million and the fact that he's been shit. Alejo Vélez has been so bad. Like, let me even check what Vélez has done on his loan spells, because that's one player I'm actually really confused as to why Spurs signed him. Because when we signed him, to be fair, he had 32 games, 8 goals, and 23 games, 11 goals in 23. So we signed him off the back of a pretty good season. I remember when he scored a goal for us. But it was rubbish. Played for Sevilla, didn't really score. That whole season was pointless. Didn't really play. Espanyol, he played last season, scored a hat-trick in one game, scored 1 goal in another game, and then never scored again. So didn't really contribute. And now he's back at Rosario Central. He's He's played 7 games and he's had 1 goal. I think it's clear he's had 3 yellow cards. He's a player that he's even had another season where he got 9 yellow cards and 8 goals. He's a player who is just extremely underwhelming, and this is such a Spursy signing. So look, we got this window as well. A lot of people might tell you that this window was the best window. A lot of people might tell you that this window was the best window. And then we come to this season where we've had 210 million euros spent. But again, some of that money, or quite a lot of that money, was January signings. But what we have signed, Xavi Simons, 65 million euros. Kudus, 63 million euros. Tel, 35 million euros. Danso, 25 million euros. Then we got Paulinho on loan, Mawani on loan. And then all these other players left. And then Takai Vuskovic. I have to be honest. This is a very good window. This is a very, very good window. And when you compare it to all these other windows, to get a player of Simmons, get a player of Kudus' quality, I don't think we've had a window where we've come close to that, apart from when we got Dembele, Hugo Lloris, and Vertonghen. And even then, that window is more reminiscent to the Ange window of when we signed Madders, Van der Ven, and Vicario. We signed 3 players of quality. And then, we had Adebayor in the other one for a cheap sign, and then we got Brennan Johnson on this one. So that window, we signed 4 starters. This window, we signed 4 starters. And that other window, we signed 4 starters. Which one of these 4 starter windows are your favorites? So you got this one. You got Xavi Simons, Kudus, Mawani, and Xavi Simons, Kudus, Mawani, Paulinho. Or you have this one where you got Johnson, Madders, Van der Ven, Vicario. I suppose we signed more because Porro. We signed Johnson's a first teamer at this point. Madders was a first teamer. Porro was a first teamer. Van der Ven was a first teamer. Kulu was a first teamer. Signed 6 first teamers in this window, technically, but it was on January signing as well. So 2 of them were January signings, so we'll take that out. 4 first teamers in this window in particular, but 6 in total, man. But 4 first teamers in this window, and then the 4 first teamers we signed in this window. Was it this one? Yeah, in Dembele, Lloris, Vertonghen, and Adebayor. What are we saying, people? What are we saying? Jords, disappointing you didn't run me my Sancho money. Aston Villa run you your Sancho money, bro. Be happy that Aston Villa actually ran you some, because I didn't think you were going to get any bread at that one point. But what are we saying, people? What are we saying? Me, I'm going to be honest. I have to lean with my gut and say this is the best transfer window. If I had to go in order, I'd go this transfer window. Then I'm going to go this year's transfer window, 25 to 26. Then I'm going to go last year's transfer window, 23 to 24 transfer window, not last year. 24 to 25 was horrible. 23 to 24 transfer window. And then it's tough. Can we just do a top? We just do a top 2 or top 3. We just do a top 3 because everything after that is a bit dreadful. Everything like this one that honorable mention goes to 09, 010 because that transfer window wasn't good. It wasn't good. This 08, 09 was a very strong transfer window. I'm not gonna lie. 08, 09 will probably go. 08, 09 goes ahead of 23, 24. 08, 09 goes ahead of 23, 24. Just off the back that we got Luka Modric, an all-timer. And we got Defoe back in this window. And then we got Robert. This window helped us qualify for Champions League in the top 4. This window has to be... Sorry, I'm not even sharing the right screen. This window has to be third. This window has to be third. But I'm not going to lie. ENIC's done a good job with this window. Now I'm looking back and I've looked back on all the windows we've had. This is one of the first windows where we've actually got some players of real quality. Four starters. 4 stars. Definitely not the Johnson one. These players are more known and somewhat done it. Dembele, Lloris, Vertonghen alone are enough. Facts, yeah, they are enough. But that's in hindsight. At the time, did you rate Dembele, Lloris, and Vertonghen? That's the bigger question. Because at this time, we rate Simmons, we rate Kudus, we rate Paulinho, and most people rate Mwani to some extent. So it's where your thoughts are at the time. Because in hindsight, like we can look back and this window might not be that successful. Let's say Simmons flops. Then this window's not that successful because we got a big flop and then we got Kudus who might shine and then 2 other players are on loan. You know what I mean? So we got to look back on it with and be fair. We've got to be fair when we look back on it. And I always keep, why I'm putting myself as a tiny one there. Jords, I don't know what IWL is. Levy done his job. Frank has all the tools to succeed. Do you know what? I hear you, key man. I hear you. Third said it with chest, Jords. All eyes on Frank. Third, say it with third. You want to finish third. You want to finish third. Watch his comps. Yeah, you can watch his comps. They are pretty decent. They're nothing to like cry home about, but they are pretty decent. Big up to DJ Ed Spence. The problem with this window is we've got 2 big stars for the long term of the club, but Paulinho is great for this year, but he's too old for years to come. And I don't think we will sign Kolo Muani. Paulinho is great for this year, could be great for another year. Maybe after 2 seasons, we don't necessarily need him. He could be phased out the year after that. Or he could just be a player we have in and around the squad and is still a 6 option at 33 years old. And, still contributing. We've seen Fabinho play up to 33 years old. We've seen some, especially when in these DMs, as long as, you don't have to be too mobile and your positioning is good, it could be fine with Paulinho. Like, I get Paulinho as an old signing, but people just think that, like, footballers get to 30 and drop dead. I think a lot of people just think, like, their legs go at 30. It completely depends on the player. Depends on how many years at the top level. He played in the Portuguese league up until he was 26, 27. So he was at a much slower pace. And then he come to the Premier League, had like 3 seasons or 2 seasons, I should say, because it was 22 to 23, 23 to 24. He had 2 seasons at Fulham, went away, came back at 30. So he's went 27 to 28, 28, 29, went away between 29 and 30, and then came back to the Premier League. He's got a couple more years, He's got a couple more years. The problem with this window is, Vertonghen and Dembele, yes, but not Lloris. Didn't watch Lloris and Leon before Spurs. No, that's understandable. That's understandable. And you make I hear you. I think Vertonghen and Dembele were very good signings at the time. Adebayor as well. Like, that's why for me that transfer window would be number 1, because I remember leaving that transfer window thinking, yo, we've got to see. And even Lloris, I need to go check. I'm pretty sure that when Lloris left. When Lloris left, okay, no, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. I was trying to think if Leon had won the league, but it was Lille and Montpellier that won it the seasons before. Because I know PSG wasn't winning the league at those points. They wasn't a big club. It was not a big club at that point. Lyon was the biggest club in France. And I remember at that point, when we signed him, signing the player from Lyon was a huge deal, especially it being the goalkeeper from Lyon, because they'd finished, I think, like 3rd or 4th in that year. So he was looking to go elsewhere, but they were still a very strong team. And signing him was a big coup. It was a big coup. I don't know if it was a deadline day signing or what, but I remember watching like this one on Sky Sports. Transfer, big yellow lines. Hugo Lloris signs for Tottenham, £25 million, I think. Hugo Lloris to Spurs, and that was a big signing. That was a big signing at the time. It was like a £25 million deal. So for the time, the price, it was a lot. It was a lot. But now we'll use left wing money, in January or next summer. No, that's what I'm saying. All eyes on Frank, like 2-back score. No, I'm not saying 3rd. We talking about ranking the list. See, I'm forgive me, key man. See, my head it's not in the right place today. I said fee man, key. The ranking of the list. I thought you meant we're supposed to finish 3rd in the league. I'm not talking about league tables. This is just about we're just comparing the transfer windows. Best window ever for 4 quality players. Most in the other windows, it was 1 or 2. That's a fair point. That is more than a fair point. That's what I would think. For quality first team players. One, he can actually dribble. He can. For me, Savinho better than Leao Semenyo. Facts. I would have rather had him. But Semenyo is still, I think Semenyo's class, man. Semenyo's class. Bring me Semenyo or Savinho. I ain't worrying. Modric's still balling at 39. Give this age debate a rest. That's the thing. Give it a rest, people. Like, people think that just because you turn 30, you're finished. We need more 30-year-olds in our squad. I think Spurs could do with that across the years. Like, we haven't had those experience. Like, now that Son left, you look around our squad and our oldest player is Ben Davies. And Ben Davies is still not even that old. Ben Davies is what, like 31? He must be 32 years of age. He's 32. So he's not even that old. Paulinho is going to be the 2nd oldest player in the team. Most of our players, I think we've got an average age of around 24. So it's already too young. It's already too young. We need some of these older players in the team. Adebayor was good for you. Adebayor was cold for us, man. Adebayor was actually cold for the man. Like us, man. He done works, especially under Tim Sherwood. When Tim Sherwood got with him, he was putting in Europa League. And I remember he started doing the combination of Adebayor and Harry Kane. Yo, I rate Adebayor, even just in Premier League strikers all time. Adebayor is up there. He's not one of the top 10 or top 15, but he's up there in the mentions. Like, because when he came into the Premier League, straight buyings. He had a good time at Arsenal, good time at Man City, and a good time at Spurs. Like, he didn't flop at any club. Like, so for me, Adebayor, and obviously he went to Real Madrid in between on a little loan and stuff. Like, Adebayor's had a very underrated striker career. Twice I've posted a comment and twice you've skipped it. Archer, I can't promise to get to every single comment, but sometimes I just miss it. I'm furthermore, more time I'm just scrolling down, catching up. So if I haven't skipped it, I've just missed it. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. Calm, you need legs. Paulinho has 2 to 3 seasons in him max. Then he's done so alone this year. And for Spurs to sign a replacement. That's it, though. That's it. Like, we can sign a replacement. Or, to be fair, we've got replacements there in-house. Archie Gray might be that replacement. Archie Gray might be that guy in 2 years that can play the 6. Maybe someone else. Maybe we need to sign someone else. More than anything, it might have to be going big for a Wharton or Baleba, who we have to build our team around. We just need to see. I think in the attacking positions, we're going to have to sign a striker in the next year or so. Definitely, we're going to have to sign a striker in the next 12 months, a left winger. If none of our left wingers start to make that position for themselves. We're going to have to need another centre back and then a CDM. Like, we're still going to need players in every single position just to make sure we're continuously strengthening, man. We have to do what Chelsea done this window. 2008, we sold both Berbatov and Keane, replaced them with Pavlyuchenko and Fraser Campbell. Not great. Yeah, we didn't go through that window in 2000. We done the 2008 to 9 window, or that year where there was 2 windows. You know, there's 2 windows every year, but you know what I mean. Like we done 2008, 2009. We re-signed Defoe. In January, obviously when Redknapp came in, re-signed Defoe, re-signed Keane. And Pavlyuchenko was cold. I don't know about your thoughts, Archer, but Pavlyuchenko was cold for us, man. Pavlyuchenko done a damn good job at times. Fraser Campbell was horrible, though. Fraser Campbell was so bad. So bad. I remember watching this guy thinking, what is he doing on the pitch? What is he doing? What's your next spend, B? You can see it right here. This is the net spend. Literally right here is a net spend. So in euros, it's surplus of 170 million, but it works out to, I think, around like 135 or something like that, 135 million, 100 something, in and around that, in and around 135 million for a net spend. But net spend's not a real thing, man. Net spend's just the difference between what you spend and what you brought in. I don't think clubs actually use a net spend for any barometer. So obviously, they have transfer fees that are continuously going out from older transfers and stuff like that. Big up to DJ Dens in the yard. Yeah, he cooked under Sherwood, facts. But Dan underrated. Who's that? Who's underrated? Adebayor, gunman in it. Cold striker he was, bro. Real gunman. Bro, Archer, I don't think you realize what it's like to read a chat. There's a lot of chats. If I miss, I don't read every chat. Sometimes I'm just clicking on one, and I might click here, then I might click here, then I might click back above it. There's no correlation. Don't take it personally, Archer. It's not that deep. I missed your chat. If you want to make sure your chat's not missed, maybe you send a super chat. If you don't do that, your chat might be missed. That's not me trying to farm or engage super chats, because I read out my chats even when I have 150 people in here, 200. I still read out my chats. But if you want to guarantee that your chat is read out, that's what a super chat is for. Other than that, I can't promise that I'm always going to read out your chat, Archer. I'm just reading through and trying to catch up. So, hey, sorry, shoot me for missing a chat when there's like 20 other chats in here. But as I said, if you want it to be guaranteed, you go for a super chat. If not, then I can't make any promises, but I try to get round to most chats. Not all, most. And plus, because you guys are talking to each other in the chat, half the time I've got to like try and skip those bits to try. There's a lot going on. But Adebayor's goal versus you guys was cold. The volley, yeah. See, that's the thing, DJ Dent. I remember his times at Arsenal when he was bagging that goal. You talk about the goal when he's the volley, top bins, like he was doing things. He was, and then he had the moment when he. I know you know what I'm talking about, Dens. Yeah, that moment goes down in Premier League history. Like, that's one of the greatest moments in Premier League history. Whether you like it or not, like, it is iconic. It's so it's the run, man's like he's blowing to that other side of the pitch. He's blowing. Big Lebowski. Kudus is going to a very hostile reception at West Ham. Not sure how you react. Hopefully others step up. Semenyo was teasing Kudus in the Ghana camp about the Spurs lost to Bournemouth. I did see that. Cheeky, you know, asking him how the loss is. And he didn't even realize the phone's there. He's just like, yeah, good. And then he's like, oh, shit. Nah. And he'd been caught out. He'd been caught out. So Semenyo done him dirty, but nah, the hostile reception is not going to be anything. I don't know if people have been to West Ham Stadium. What is it? The London Stadium. I've been there many a time. many a time. I can't even. I was there when it first opened. One of the first, in fact, the first ever game at that stadium. I was there, and I've been there nearly every season onwards from that. It's just a local stadium that it's easy to get tickets, bruv. Back in the day, you used to be able to get tickets for £2. Yeah, West Ham sell tickets for £2. Yeah, that's how desperate they need people to watch. So yes, I've contributed to West Ham because they need help. Clearly, transfer window, they're not spending nothing. So I don't. What I said all that to say. West Ham atmosphere at Upton Park, yeah, very hostile. Very hostile. I'll admit that. At London Stadium, it's nothing. It's nothing. The atmosphere is shit. You're so far away from the pitch that you don't even feel like when you're close to the pitch. I feel like if you sit a few rows away from the pitch in like Tottenham Stadium or another stadium, you feel the roar. You can almost feel the stadium shake to some point when the crowd's really up for it. When you see the camera do that little wobble sometimes when people are scoring. When West Ham Stadium doesn't have that. It doesn't have that. It's literally an Olympic stadium. It's not made for football. It's made for events. It's just a big bowl and it's just got a pitch in the middle of it. That's all it is. It's a toilet bowl with a big pitch in the middle. Big up to my bro Yasser. I wanted Defoe for so many years at my club. Absolute gunman. Oh, you got Keane. You man didn't take care of Keane, man. These were the times when you have Keane under Roy Hodgson. I feel like you had Keane under Roy Hodgson or something, man. It was a bad manager. That's all I remember. It was really bad. And it just didn't work out. And Defoe, I was fuming because Defoe, for me, when he left Tottenham, was still better than a lot of the players we had, strikers that we had. I remember him going to Sunderland after us and still bagging like bare goals for Sunderland. He had a season where he bagged 18 goals. I was fuming. I was fuming that we didn't bring back Defoe. I'll be honest. I like Pavlyuchenko, not a great goal scorer, but scored a scorer of great goals. Yeah, you are right about that. He's not known for his goal scoring ability, but he did score great goals, and that's why I liked him. I remember free kicks that he scored. I think it was a free kick against Birmingham the last day of the season, got them relegated. I remember goals where he scored volleys in like the Europa League, and he was one of the long sleeve guys. I can't lie. I think in the yellow kit, I might get a long sleeve. I might get a yellow long sleeve kit. Long sleeve kits might have to come back in, because it's been time. I've not had a long sleeve kit in donkeys years, but I think a long sleeve might have to come back. In the winter, long sleeve with the black gloves and the snood. Oh, yo, that was Pavlyuchenko's shit. Hey, that was his shit. I know he was purple patch, but do you know what it is? For me, that was good enough. We have 4 strikers. You will never, when you have 4 or 5 strikers, you are never going to have a consistent one. We always had players who would have patches, and then you'd swap out the other one for the one that is in the patch. Then the other one that was like Berbatov was the only one that was consistent when he was there. Defoe was consistent, but again, his goal scoring levels wasn't like a 20 goal a season striker. He'd give you patches, and then his all round game was good. Keane would give you a patch, and it was a 2-man striker system, so you never really had a consistent goal scorer like that. You always had both of them contributing, and link-up play was a lot more important back then. The link-up play was very much important. Sometimes you just needed a striker that was helping the other strikers create. But no, you are right, Daniel, and you probably got a better opinion of him than I did, because I watched him as a kid, innit? So when I'm watching him, I'm seeing the goals in the games. I'm like, yo, that's enough for me. I'm seeing a banger. Pavlyuchenko's cold. But yeah, hey, AB, don't be a wind up, bro. Man said get Archer on to read the chat. Is the match day bingo for international? Yeah. Match bingo is for international games too. Literally, just scan the QR code, yeah. I don't know if I can show you guys the app, because I can show you guys very briefly what it shows up to be, and how I'll show you how my cards were. In fact, I'll show you my cards so you can see how it works. Yeah, because every day they have like games going on, especially this week where there's going to be club World Cup qualifying games. You'll see it come up, and you basically say that you got different cards. You got all these different games. You click on a game, then you got cards. You can buy a card. For example, Bingos. That's an event that happens on the weekend. Bingos, the one that I showed you, the little display, the little flyer for. Yeah, the Bingos. This one. Yeah, this one. How that works is you buy a card. As you can see, I bought a few cards. With me buying these cards, look, I've got a lot of purples, bruv. You have to get all the purples to win. I had who messed me up? Accrington Stanley and Grimsby Town. Yeah, I was 2 away on both my cards. Look, 2 away from getting the jackpot. It was like a £5 jackpot. This was a £2 card. £2 to £5, you can't go wrong. And do you know what the one thing is with it? For people that get too invested in gambling, I don't know what you guys are like, or you know, when you gamble, sometimes you get too much into it. I have friends that are like that. This is more of a fun way to play because you don't choose your parlay. Your parlay gets chosen for you. And like I say, it's like a bingo card. So they're getting ticked off throughout the 90 minutes. They're all slowly getting ticked off. So you can watch the game, be a bit more chilled about it, but then know that like, oh, if I get a throw in, oh, I just need a throw in, I might get it. And it's fun to play because you're competing with other people as well. So you need to be the first one to get your card done. But also they do deals for like the second as well and the third one. So yeah, look, there will be ones on over the weekend, man, and you can still play. But Adebayor moved to a lot of U-Man's clubs, including Spurs as well. No moment too big for him. Facts. Yeah, Adebayor had such a lot of iconic moments for such a short-lived career to top. That's fact. I was fuming that day, no lie. It's here to play. It's here. Play this. Let me catch up. Let me get that link open. Adebayor had the school playgrounds and the chokehold with that Selly for real. I remember there was a game. Was there? Who remembers mini clip or whatever? I remember there being a game. I remember there being a game in particular for it. And yeah, look, big up to Mr. Udang. He showed. I don't even think I can show this. That's the thing. I might be able to just show the end of it. Yeah, or a bit of it. I don't know. I might be able to just show a brief. Oh, let's just turn that off. I could show probably. Let's see. We could show this. They were cooking it. Look, they were going mad. Those Arsenal fans were going mental. And the worst thing is this was the time when they were taking all of your players, all your chains were getting snatched. So, Gel Clichy, give me that chain. Bakary Sagna, give me that chain. Samir Nasri, give me that chain. Adebayor, yeah, shit, I want that too. They were taking all of your chains, bro. And do you know the worst thing about it? 15 years later, now you're Chelsea's chain bitch. They give you all your dusty chains. They give it to you. Once that chain's been worn out, they throw it to you. They'll be like, yo, take that one, bro. Take that one, little bro. Oh, shit, I got another one for you, little bro. And they're dashing them all your way. It's madness. It's madness. Selhurst Park. Big up man like Urkel. Well, who's Urkel? I don't know who Urkel is. Shush Jords. Big up. Man told me to shush them. Big up. I big up Dave the Goat, man. No freezers in here today. No freezers in here today, man. Get a crop. That's crazy. That is crazy. There's no crop tops as well. And I think I know what you're talking about with this. I don't even need to see the link. But if it's the one where Mo Salah was like, just enjoy the signings, don't disrespect Premier League winners. I love that. I love that. I love that players have those little bits. I love when players can fight back and bite back a little bit sometimes. Because otherwise it's too boring. You're just being too boring, having a little no personality. I don't like that. But I like our window. It's the first time in a while where we've signed good starting players. In the other windows, it was always 1 to 2 starters and some random players we didn't know what to expect. Facts, NS. I think only now, and you know what? Some people you can still say, Kolo Muani and Xavi Simons, for some, they don't know what to expect. And you could say Kudus and Pauline are the 1 to 2 good players. But I'll tell you now, expect to be surprised. Expect to be surprised, especially when it's Xavi Simons. Trust me. I'm a recovering gambling addict. Well, what I will say is, Dave, I wouldn't ask for you to scan this QR code. You probably don't want to. And I think you should stay in recovery. So what I would suggest is for somebody like yourself is, you know, when the fun stops, stop. just stop there. So if your fun has stopped, stop. But if your fun hasn't stopped, don't stop. For those of you who don't, but Dave used to. You ignore everything that went on before about the bingos. Yeah, you don't need to know about that. But for everyone else, you stay on track. Yeah, make sure you're supporting the sponsor. We want to make sure that we're moving onwards and upwards. We need you guys to support the sponsor. You know what I mean? Show them a little bit of love. Download, just scan the QR code. Scan the QR code. Promo code DRD when you deposit, and you get a 200% depository bonus. Yeah. The link is also in the description to make it a little piece easier. City versus Arsenal, right? Legendary Duncan. Yeah. Legendary Duncan, man. I agree. I think Moani does better than Solanke this season too. As many chains as we've snatched from you, I would think you would have some shame. What chains have you snatched from me? We've only given you our dusted chains, bro. I saw that and I said, my guy. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Karma's a legit female version of DJ. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'm just happy we have different profile of striker to put in front. Yes, and that's the key thing about Moani is he might not be the 20 goal a season striker we need. He might not even be the 15 goal a season striker, but he's a different type of striker that brings more to the all-round game. And I think you actually help create for other players because he's now a striker where other centre-backs don't need to just think, oh, yeah, let me hold on to the back of his shirt. You know, I was going to say it's a bit of a wire, but catch a wine from him because that's what they're doing. You know, they're just right behind him, holding waist. It's a bit mad. They're controlling, but you know what I mean? Now that you've got Kolo Muani, he's spinning off. He's running into the space. He's dropping in deep. He's doing a lot more, and he's making the defenders think. So I think with that in mind, he will bring a lot more to the game, and his profile is so much more different to that of Richie and Solanke. Today confirmed you're legit the female DG. I'm here for it, though. All right, Karma. Karma's Karma. Let's just say that. Karma is Karma, and to be fair, it's in the name, bro. You say that shit, you might get some Karma, KG. Yeah, dog. But the female DJ is funny though. Big up to DG though. Big up to my bro DG every single time. Man, like the Lady Guna, 70k subscribers, big time. Doesn't respond to messages no more. He doesn't respond to messages. So if you guys want to see DG on the channel, you're just gonna have to go in his chat and tell him, bro, Durag Diaries is trying to reach you because he don't respond. He's gone too far. He's gone too far. He's big timer now. But still leaving room for Semenyo and Savinho in January. Dropping in the deep on the wine. I know I was saying it's a wire, bro, but let's be real. When Richarlison is playing striker, he's shaking his bum violently most of the game. Man was just like that. That's how he's done, bro. He's watching the ball and he's like, that's what he's doing. He's just backing up into bare man. And then he's flopping on the floor. Like, he flops around like a fish, bro. He flops around like a fish. So, yeah, like, Richarlison, man. Man, like, oh, na, na, na. Yeah. Oh, na, na, na. So, I mean, KG, Talk Sport watch-alongs. Bro, big time. Man's talking with Andy Goldstein, Jim White. Yeah, man, like, what's his name? Condi. Don't know his first name, but man, like Condi. O'Hara's a waste man. So I ain't want to hear about O'Hara. He's a waste man. Man keep trying to put my. He's the reason my club be in the mud half the time, or our fan base looks like it's in the mud because my man's just chatting bare agrees. But he doesn't respond to me neither, Jords. We got to get our sub count up to talk to him. Yeah, it's mad, Karma. It's mad. DG's like real big timer. He's a real big timer, man. Like, I don't know. As I said, he be in the room with Condi, O'Hara, Jim White, and these man. So I hear it, innit? He don't want to talk football with peasants because he only talks football with the big timers, innit? I don't know. Clearly, that's what we are. But hey, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. You know what I mean? Now I'm playing around people, man. Big up to DG, man. We'll definitely get him on the channel sometime soon. But no, I definitely ain't like that. And if you know, shout out to Archer, but I don't be ignoring chats. If I miss your chat, I miss your chat. That's all it is. I'm sure there's plenty of people who see that their chats haven't been read out. And sometimes I read the chat, but I don't click on it. Like, it's a bit of a hard game. Can't read everything. But DG said I had to jump on his post-game stream if we lost to face Corn. You think he apologized after I told him before the game they wouldn't win? Shameless. Yeah, he is. He is. That's the thing. That's the thing. He won't apologize, and he definitely was never gonna send you the link when you guys won. He was never gonna send you the link. That's the thing. He only done it when they lost. See me? I'm not sending you the link before the watch long. I ain't sending you the link after the watch long. No way. Maybe on another stream. Fairs. In the watch alongs, my head's too gone. I can't deal with you guys trying to cook me or someone trying to cook me straight after kickoff's done. Like I'm a fight. I'm gonna fight someone. But something feels different at Spurs, though. Any other year, they would have dropped the third kit launch on the day that Eze was snatched from us. They had it planned, but postponed it. No. See, do you know what's funny, NS? I don't know if you're on Twitter enough. Spurs dropped the third kit like a week ago. The third kit dropped in between the Eze fall off and the Xavi announcement. It dropped. But Spurs never announced it and never done the PR for it up until yesterday or 2 days ago, because they didn't want the deadline day and, you know, the whole transfer saga to downplay it. So they actually dropped the PR yesterday, but the kit was available on the website a week ago. They did a challenge. Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean there. If that's your point, then fair. That's fair. Because it was a silent drop with no announcement, and people could have, and I like that. But if it was, I don't know if it was dropped by Nike. It has to be dropped by Spurs because it was on Spurs' website, unless there was dates agreed for when it would be dropped. More than anything, our third kit should be dropped before the season. Why are we finding out just like 3 games into the season when our third, or we can now buy our third kit? But no, I do get you. That is different. That is a different thing. And if they did try to push that PR out in between Eze, it would have just been flooded with bad comments. So that they was right to wait, because I remember seeing all over Twitter is Spurs' kits dropped, but nobody's Spurs haven't tweeted about it, and that was the thing that was being the new narrative. But Erik ten Hag and his staff have made 28 million euros in only 10 months from getting sacked by Manchester United and Leverkusen. That's mad. Do you know the thing is, though, I'm pretty sure for the Leverkusen one, how it works is they go on gardening leave. And during gardening leave, they get paid whilst they don't get a job. And then when they get a new job, they either accept the new job's pay and disregard this pay. They don't actually get the full payout. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong. I may be right. Because I feel like these are narratives that are pushed out by transfer people. But when you look into it, because I'm pretty sure this is exactly what I heard, they actually go on officially gardening leave. So although they are sacked, well, gardening leave might not be the right term, but although they are sacked, they still only get paid for the time that they're not in a job. But I might be wrong. Would you take Eriksen? He's a free agent, no? Eriksen's finished. Legs are done. Eriksen does not start in our team. He's like, I don't even know how far down the options, but he's so far down the options. Eriksen hasn't got a club because I don't think I'll be honest, he is good enough technically, but he's better off going to MLS or something where it's a lot slower, and he'd be one of the best players in the league. Go to the MLS, go and thrive, go enjoy your time. Go Fenerbahce, go to Fener or something like that, or maybe Gala. One of them, go to one of those clubs, and I think they'll work out for him, definitely. But look, people, it's 2:00 now, perfect time, to end the stream. We're gonna end it there. It's been a good little Tottenham best transfer window under ENIC. It's not second best though, definitely. In the years that we've looked at, it's got to go down as second best. In hindsight, we may have a different thought, may have a different mindset, but we got to see how it plays out. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. You know what I mean? Make sure you're smashing a like on this video, and I cannot forget to let you know. Yeah. We are now sponsored by Match Bingo. Make sure you are gambling responsibly. You have to be 18 and a UK resident to take part, and make sure you're scanning that QR code using promo code DRD to get a depository bonus of 200% into your account. Make sure you play for fun, and make sure you have some fun playing the game. You know what I mean? What I am going to do, I'm going to send you guys over. Oh, we ain't even got 50 likes. Dark. darkness. Someone unliked. We was just on 43 and someone unliked. Fairs. That's where we're at. You know, no more transfer stuff, and now people don't want to show love. I hear it. You only use me for transfers. Dark times. They use me for transfers. But no, I'm gonna send you guys over to let me send you to man like Big Six Bants. Or do you know what? No, let's see if we got do you know what? We are the South Stand. They're still live. We are the South Stand. I'll send you over to Daps. Let's put a DRD raid in the chat. Let him know that you've come over from your boy. You can go cook Daps as well. Let him know, you know, city or shit, all of that stuff. Go back to Main Road. I said him, go back to Main Road. But yeah, man, look, I said I always hit a like even when my comments ain't read that. Big up to Archer every single time. Big up to everyone in the chat. You guys know I appreciate the support every time, and even if I don't read out your chat, I still will get round to it eventually. Or if not that one, it might be another one. But I still appreciate the support. Big up to everyone. Until next time, it's your boy Durag Diaries. We may be back tomorrow with a stream. We may not. It's international breaks. We might take a little bit of a break and do more videos. Just look out for some content. You know what I mean?